Welcome back. Right now we are joined by Stephanie Jameson. She is going to tell us more about her inspiring life, her journey to owning her own business, and how we all can feel more enlightened. Stephanie, thanks so much for joining us here on Park City Television.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I really, really appreciate your time.
It's an absolute pleasure, and from what I have read about you, I'm definitely looking forward to hearing more about who you are and how you have come to where you are today. So tell me a little bit about your journey, where you started, and really what has brought you to the moment that we're in right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm an intuitive coach and a two-time author, and I work with a lot of people around the world on a daily basis, just kind of helping people, follow their heart, trust their intuition, and choose love over fear. And I'm a mindset coach, and this is something that is really, really important to me. I went through my own journey of having to kind of reprogram my mind a little bit and empower myself to, choose love over fear. And that led me to kind of writing my own mantra book and doing what I'm doing today, which is helping people, empower themselves and trust in their heart, own their power, and kind of move forward in life. So,
Which we
yeah.
all hope to move forward, at least not going backwards in a way. So, when you were growing up, was this something you always thought you would be? Were you always very intuitive? Were you always just a little bit different from everyone else? Did you feel different? I just would love to hear a little bit about how you grew up and how that has made you the person you are.
Absolutely. So I was a very sensitive kid, highly, highly intuitive. I identify with the term empath. So very, very sensitive to the energy all around me. And one thing I can say is that I always knew in my heart that I wanted to help people. And I never quite knew how, but I knew I wanted to help people. And as I kind of developed into my, early adult years, there was this lingering feeling inside of me where I was just like, I know I'm here to help people. And people would come to me for years for empowerment and if they just simply wanted to feel better. And then over the last couple of years, I was like, there's something to this. And I feel like I'm here to kind of, grow and develop. So I started, a social media platform, grew a community there. And then that's kind of how my book was developed, or my two books were developed.
And you also started your business Divine Soul Journey. So, tell me a little bit about that, what you're doing now, and about your books and how they came to be.
Okay, sure. So, Divine Soul Journey is just a place where I work with people doing one on one empowerment sessions. I have a lot of people who come to me who are kind of at this point in their life where they're feeling lost or they're feeling like they don't know what the next step is to take. And so I encourage them to truly follow their heart and really tune into that inner voice, because there's so many times where we kind of let our head get involved instead of allowing our heart to drive us forward. So I decided to build Divine Soul Journey based on that premonition, like getting people to follow their heart. And the books kind of came after that. I worked with a lot of people over the last couple years who I noticed a problem where people were really allowing their head to talk them out of what it is that their heart knew. And so I noticed that through my own journey, I had to kind of do a little bit of reprogramming. And there were hundreds, if not thousands, of people over the last couple of years that I've worked with where this was just kind of getting in the way and talking them out of their power, talking them out of what they knew to be true. And so one day I just kind of sat down and I started writing my own mantras. And that's what turned into the Happy Empath's little book of affirmations.
And these books are readily available. What type of feedback have you gotten from people who have read them and have used your workbook?
Yeah, absolutely. So I became an Amazon bestseller with my first book within just a few months. And my second book, I became an Amazon bestseller in 3 different categories within the first couple weeks of being on Amazon. I've had a lot of positive feedback. I have people who are tagging me constantly and telling me that they use my book every single day to kind of help reprogram themselves. The way that my second book is designed is it's kind of like a little mini oracle book. So you just kind of open it up and it gives you a nice little mantra for you to repeat at that moment. So a lot of people are really, really enjoying it.
It seems that personal development, living your best life, stepping out into that fear to be able to be your authentic self, these topics are really on the rise lately, and there's many people in this space. How do you differentiate what you're doing and your work from others as more and more people are filling it up?
Sure. So I feel like one of the things that makes me different is I really encourage people through empowerment. I have them kind of go within and honor what that little girl or that little boy is saying inside of themselves, honoring what they want, putting that little girl or that little boy first. And when somebody does that, it's amazing the type of clarity that they find, and the type of deep healing that can really occur for the individual who's being moved through that experience.
And you have a gift to connect with people, to help people connect to themselves, actually. But I'm curious, do you ever feel a lot of pressure because you're really changing lives here? Does that weigh on you, or am I seeing this all wrong?
No, absolutely, absolutely. It's definitely something that, this is something I felt for a really long time. I've always known that I have a specific reason that I'm here. And coming out and, kind of speaking my truth and allowing myself to even be seen has been something that has been, my own thing that I've been moved through. So, absolutely, I definitely feel pressure. But at the same time, I always encourage people and remind them that we are our own gurus and everything that we need is inside of us. And if we just allow ourselves to get quiet and to trust in what it is that we feel, the emotions that we feel, they're the map, and they are what provides us with the clarity. So you'll definitely see me encouraging people to listen to themselves and own their own power.
And Stephanie, if someone is watching this and they're feeling a bit unsettled, or they know that they have a big step to take, but they're feeling a lot of fear, or they're just in that space of just a lot of different things battling against one another within their heads, what's that first step? What do you recommend them doing absolutely very first?
Get quiet. Get in tune with your own vibration. There's so many times where we get so much going on because we've got everyone else's energy and we've got this hectic, chaotic schedule. And so many of us have been programmed to just kind of operate in robot mode. So if you allow yourself the opportunity to just get quiet and get in tune with your own vibration, the answers begin to come. The clarity begins to come because when we allow ourselves to get quiet, we find clarity through what it is that we're feeling.
And that's such a good advice, but it can be so hard to do sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. I recommend daily meditation or doing something to ground your energy. For me, I love running. I'm a runner. I love meditation. I live by the ocean, so I go and I stick my feet in the ocean whenever I can. But there's just so many different ways that you can ground out your energy. And I recommend to everybody who I work with at least 5 to 30 minutes of quiet time a day. And if you can't get 5 to 30 minutes of quiet time a day, you need to put it on your map to double that. Everybody deserves time to just kind of get in tune with their own vibration.
And Stephanie, how can we find you? How can we get more information about you, what you're doing, your books, all the things?
So all of the books are available through Amazon, Target, Walmart, and Barnes and Noble. I'm always on Instagram at Divine Soul Journey, and my website is divinesouljourney.net.
Thank you so much, Stephanie Jameson, for joining us today. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you, learning from you, feeling your energy. You can reach out to Stephanie online, through social media, and more. She is at Divine Soul Journey. We'll be back with more right after this.